Good afternoon. This is Carmen McPhail with United Country Lifestyle Properties of Maine, and today I am standing at 32 Rabbit Lane in the town of Whiting. This house in Whiting sits on Indian Lake. Indian Lake is 120 acres big, about 20 feet deep at its deepest. It does have brook trout and brown trout in it. It also has yellow perch and, you know, cute little lake for putting around. Probably wouldn't take a big jet boat on it, but I guess if you're into little teeny fast rides, you could do that. So this house is a two-story house with a walkout basement. Some of the features of the outside that I really find interesting are there are steps on the outside of the garage here that go down to a small patio area, and there are also steps down to the lake that I'll show you later on. It also has an open porch on both the east and the west side of the house, and there is a nice deck on the south end. So we're going to go in and look at this house first, and then we'll take a look at more of the lakefront and all of that. It is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath home, about 1,500 feet above ground and about 950 feet below. So, plenty of room. And you will see that when it was remodeled from a very primitive 1930s camp in 1989, it was top of the line. So we're going to enter into the large 2-bay garage and then right straight into the house. There are a couple features here in the garage I wanted to point out. First of all, there is a sink out here. Obviously, it needs to be replaced, but there is water already out here. There's also a furnace for this space as well as the space underneath it, which was the family room, and some of the upstairs space for heat. There's also a central vac here, and this is where the oil tank is, and there are stairs down to the family room from this garage directly. We're about to go into the laundry area, entry room, but I wanted to point out before we do that it is all upgraded to circuit breakers, and also there is an automatic generator, as well as this is where your tank alert is for your septic tank. As we head inside, there's one thing I want to point out to you. This house was last used as a rental home, and so the tenants were not as nice to it as they could have been or should have been. So this house does need some work. It needs some renovation. It needs some extra cleaning. It needs some new rugs. But all in all, it is still a very sturdy house, and with 325 feet on Indian Lake, I'm not sure that you could replace what's here. One of the things I like about this laundry area is it's right here on the first floor. It's close to the kitchen. It's in the center of the house, and it has this nice built-in folding area. There is a washer here. We don't know if any of the stuff here really works. Truthfully, if I was going to renovate this house, I'd probably get all new. That's just me. So as I mentioned, the last tenants weren't so nice to this house, but there is a dishwasher, there's a trash compactor, electric stove, refrigerator, and ample counter space and a double sink. Most of the cupboards are in good repair. A couple of them could use a little TLC, probably just some tightening and cleaning of the doors. This staircase leads down to the basement level, which is daylight basement walkout, as I mentioned, or you can go this way to go out into the east side yard and the east porch. Behind me is a full bath, and this next room, on their floor plan, it was labeled as a dining room. It could easily be your dining room. It could also be, a small living room, but there is a much larger space for that downstairs. So I'm between the kitchen and the living room again, or between the kitchen and the dining room, whatever you decided to use that room for. We are going to go upstairs next and look at the bedrooms and the sleeping area. So there are 2 bedrooms on this floor that are just mirror images of each other. This is one of them. It does have a good sized closet. It also has a built-in desk area. And through the south window over here, you do get glimpses of the lake, but you can look out over the garden area. So we're in that other bedroom that I mentioned when I was in the first one. This is like the mirror of the first one we were in. This one does have a great advantage. It has the windows that face the lake. All of the windows in almost every single room except for that one bedroom that we were in previously and the bathrooms look out over the lake, which is a great feature when you can tell that they really thought about what they were doing when they built this house on the spot in this specific direction. The people who did this renovation and did all of the additions onto the original camp, my only thought is they must have been readers. Here on the second floor, we have this great relaxation and reading nook with this built-in bench or window seat and shelves on the basement level. You will also see that there's a space that's about the same size. So we're in the master or the primary bedroom, and this is pretty unique. There's a closet on this side. There's plenty of room to put a bed here or to have a sitting area. And then when you walk through this little archway, there's also room for a sitting area or a bed on this side if you wanted to. So maybe it's at his and her bedroom, maybe it's not, maybe it's where you put your kids. It does have a step-in closet. There's this area that has a hanging space, and then there's shelves and more hanging space in this back area here. And then this door over on this side actually leads to the walk-up attic space. One of the things that I noticed is they have this lovely light here. So if you are up in the attic for some reason and you leave a light on, you actually know it. Through this door is the full bath on this level. It does have direct access from this primary bedroom, but it also has access from the hall, so the other people that live on this floor can use it too. We are now in the basement area. All of these rooms have great views of the lake, and as you can see, this one has also this giant hearth. This is separate from any of the other heating systems, so it should be usable, although please have it checked before you start a fire in it. The room we're in now, easily another sitting room, or you could make this into an office space. That's probably what I would do with it. It has a nice sized closet as well as a storage closet, and it also leads right into the utility room. This is the little, I don't know, kid library room, I guess, that I talked about when we were upstairs in the reading area. There's nice shelves for books, cute little area you could put a couch in here, and without this plastic on this window, you still have another view of the lake. So this was the family room. As you can see, it is definitely in a state of disrepair and needs some major attention. That is a hot tub. So, use your imagination, figure out what you want to do with that space, refurb that, whatever you'd like to do. But it's a good large space. There's plenty of room for a pool table. There's plenty of room for a ping pong table. You could put seating in here. One of the things I did want to point out is that it has this great exhaust fan with moisture control, so that if you did want to use or replace that tub, you could actually use it in here and not worry about getting moisture all through the rest of the house, because you can shut this off in both directions and kind of keep this space with the right moisture. If you are interested in this house or any of the other houses that we have on our YouTube channel, please give us a call at 800-286-6164 and ask for the listing agent. From this time, it would be either Carmen or Suzanne. As I mentioned, there is great garden and lawn space here. Obviously, nobody's been taking care of it. If you went in that door, you would be at the staircase that leads you up to the main house. And also right there is the living room. So, this is an easy way to go in and around. You could come down in this way and not have to walk through the garage if you wanted to. It's nice, flat, open space between where I am and the lake itself. So great place to sit out here on this small patio area, or even where they have some old chairs closer to the lake near the trees. So as I mentioned, beside the covered porch here on the west side of the house, there is also this open deck area, great for, an outside lunch area or just to sunbathe if you'd like. But underneath it is one of the several retaining walls that they put in this because of the way this house was built. So there are retaining walls here. When we go around the back side of the house, which is the east side, I will show you the retaining walls over there. It makes it so that the water is not going right straight through beside the house. It diverts it over and away from the structure. So I'm standing on the second set of steps, the ones that lead down to the waterfront. You know, as you can see, they are very grown over, but you know, a little bit with a snipper or a weed whacker, and you could take care of pretty much everything that's overgrown here. It's great that you can walk straight down to the lake. This lake is very clear. I can see down to the bottom at least 8 feet out. You can also see from where I'm standing that there used to be a dock here, and the dock posts are still there. It would be easy to put a dock back in so that you could keep your boat or your sea-doo or whatever it is that you have, canoe, kayak, right here in front, ready to use. So here to my left is the whole house generator. Smart place to put it under those metal steps. That way nothing's going to fall on it, nothing's going to crush it, and it should be pretty well protected. It is powered by propane, and the propane tank is here beside me, right beside yet another retaining wall, keeping the driveway from washing out and toward the lake. This house actually sits on 1.3 acres, so it's a fairly large lot, and on it is also this storage shed, which you could easily put your kayaks, your canoes, your boats, whatever you want in there. The rest of it is a little bit wooded, but mostly open. We're here on the east side of the house, and the electric for this house actually goes underground from the pole. What you see going overhead actually goes to yet another outside light. So there's plenty of light here if you want to entertain in the evenings or, you know, don't like the dark. And again, lots of retaining walls, keeping this really very secure for the way that they've terraced it. Behind my cameraman is the east side porch. It is covered, and you know, great place to look for the sunrise eventually, although the trees kind of block that. And then we'll go down to the south end, and you can just see how much room there is for lawn games or for picnics or for a garden area. This house does have its own well and septic. The septic is actually up the hill, I believe, and then the well is in the well house. So just as a recap, this is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, year-round home on 32 Rabbit Lane in Whiting. It is about 2,400 square feet of living space. It sits on 1.3 acres. It has 325 feet of frontage on Indian Lake. Taxes on it are $4,551 for 2023. I'm sure that they went up like everybody else's in the last year. The asking price on this is $349,900. Now I know some of you will say, holy cow, that's a lot for a house that needs work. But I don't think that you could build this house for under $500,000, and you definitely can't do it on this lot, which is 1.3 acres with 325 feet on the lake. Have a great day. Thank you for coming on this tour with me. And as always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that bell and hit all notifications so that you don't miss any of our videos.